And the home of the brave.
The formalities over with then. The USA national anthem just sung there. We're ready for the big kickoff in glorious sunshine at Rentschler Stadium in Hartford in New England. A purpose-built stadium for the University of Connecticut student football team, American football team, would you believe? 40,000 capacity, and that is filled to capacity most of the time. It's a great day today for many of the Welsh lads. Duncan Jones returning to the team after missing the Six Nations because of injury. Number 13 there, Mark Taylor, captaining his country, winning his 50th cap. A couple of familiar faces in the US lineup. Kurt Schubert, the number 8 skippering the side, who of course plays for Cardiff. Yeah, the Cardiff Blues side. So he'll know all about the Welsh side. Kevin Morgan, so unlucky not to make the Lions tour. And Craig Joubert is the referee from South Africa, just 27 years of age. And would you believe he's not 28 till November, and he's younger than 13 players, including substitutes, in this game today. He's been a star of the Seventh Circuit, now making the breakthrough into the big arena. Not a very large crowd indeed at the Rentschler Stadium, as it's Nicky Robinson then who gets Wales underway in bright sunshine, temperatures pushing up towards the 80-degree mark.
Lost forward.
So a tough test, the ball knocked forward from a Welsh hand, and a lot expected the eye of the Welsh team in this game.
Yes, an opportunity, as you mentioned there, for some of the younger players to establish themselves, and some of the older ones to re-establish themselves, the likes of Duncan Jones and Colin Charvis. But without being demeaning to the US and the Canada, this is an ideal opportunity for this young Welsh squad to develop further.
Robinson bringing on a miss move, and immediately it's Craig Morgan. Kerry Sweeney going for the corner. No, just in touch. What a great start by Wales.
Super start, and shows their intent. They want to carry on with the style of rugby they brought throughout the winning championship, the RBS championship, and the Grand Slam win by this team. That's the same type of rugby, that continuity of style as well. And that's Kerry Sweeney trying to dive into the corner there to score, but lively start by Wales.
Right, guys, who's in? One halfback?
So the first line out of the game goes to the USA, and Matt Wyatt puts into the line out. Spent 6 months in Wales back in 2002 down at Stradey Park in Llanelli and Aberavon as part of a scheme paid for by the United States to give their younger players experience in the countries. Taken at the back of the line then. Referee immediately in there asking Wales to let the USA play that ball.
Okay.
And that's a pretty good safe kick to touch. This will be a first chance then for Matty Rees, the hooker from Stradey Park, and looking for accuracy iron from the hooker today.
Yes, very much so, as we've seen Craig Morgan in shot there. But there's Matthew Rees, who's impressed throughout the season with the Scarlets. Live wire around the field, enjoys running with the ball, but you'd be keen to find his jumpers here.
Brett Cobain at the front of the line out. Great start for him then. Keen to make up for the disappointment of not being called up as a replacement for the Lions tour in place of Malcolm O'Kelly. Wales immediately through Jonathan Thomas, looking to play that fluid game that did them so well in the Six Nations. Mike Phillips, the ball just slowed down a little there, who's transferring to Cardiff from Stradey Park. Ryan Jones, great chance. Sweeney will make it this time. First try of the game then to Wales. What a great chance for them, carrying on where they left off in the Six Nations. Kerry Sweeney's first international try. What a beauty, Ian.
Yeah, that characterised so much of their play throughout the Six Nations, the interplay between backs and forwards, looking for support runners left and right. And that came on. You see that USA team, the Eagles, look shell-shocked there. Not quite sure what in the face of this onslaught by the Welsh team, but some lovely interplay between backs and forwards there.
Taking up the role of Gavin Henson at 12.
Yeah, you can see lovely inside pass from Nicky Robertson, finds Ryan Jones and draws the man beautifully, and who was inside him was Kerry Sweeney to score. Looks so easy when you watch it there, but it takes a lot of hard work to get sort of that sort of quality of pass, and obviously that support play as well.
So as we see, just 3.5 minutes gone as Kerry Sweeney looks to add the extra points. Beautifully done. Excellent conversion. Wales are on their way then looking for a 7th consecutive win as they inch up towards the 10 wins that they registered in '99.
Well, any coach will tell you, any team will tell you, winning becomes a habit, and that they want that continuity result and build upon their triumph over the Six Nations. And they've lost 10 players, and by definition they'd be the 10 best players, but it's nice to see the youngsters coming through, putting pressure on those established players.
Of course, we have people like Colin Charvis as well returning to action. Duncan Jones wears one, returning to action after missing the Six Nations because of injuries. Sweeney standing in the first receiver position. Well, that looked a bit harsh, Ian.
I thought that was a bit harsh. We saw that on the screen there. It looked very flat, and using Kevin Morgan's pace, trying to get Kevin Morgan right onto the ball there, but pulled up. But you see how quickly Wales want to play the ball. They need to play the ball quickly, keep the tempo going.
It's that total rugby concept again, isn't it? People popping up in unexpected positions.
Right feed.
First chance then for the USA. Doug Rowe wears number 9, playing his first full game for the Eagles. In for the injured Moseta Mateo.
Crouch and hold.
Just came on as a replacement in the game against Romania in Japan last weekend. Shorbert picks up then, feeds to Rowe, losing the ball in contact, and immediately it's Ryan Jones settling Wales down again. Nicky Robinson slicing the ball but getting it into touch. Nicky Robinson, who missed most of the season because of a virus infection, and in fact only played 7 games for the Cardiff Blues all season. Good chance for him though, big chance.
Very much so, and he's finding his form as well, but that was a beautiful kick there. From a turnover, and that's what the Eagles can't afford to do. Can't afford to give this Wales team an opportunity to attack, and attack they will do, but that was a lovely relieving kick by Nicky Robinson, the Welsh outside half.
Parker 4, Surgeon of 5 are the 2 main line-out contenders for the USA.
Right, we've got a rack here, Red.
Been conceding some inches to 6'8" and 6'10" pair in the Welsh second row.
Yep.
That's a good testing kick though.
And one is lost forward blue.
Knocked on, I think, by a blue hand.
In the air, lost forward blue.
So a scrum to Wales. Well, this is a very emphatic start indeed by Wales.
Yeah, very much putting pressure on. You can see Mike Hercus, who will be keen to impress his future teammates. Some of the Scarlets players on show there, and that time he'll probably want a bit more distance on his up and under to get his attackers to put pressure on the Welsh defence.
Again, the dummy runners all over the place, creating the space for the kick through by Kerry Sweeney. Again, an excellent field position. And the hard work done on the training field is playing dividends at the moment, certainly.
Yeah, all those dummy runners, what they did is create space and time for Kerry Sweeney to put that wiper kick across the field. And you see a lot of movement from this Welsh team today. They'll try and confuse this Eagles defence whenever they can.
USA's victory over Romania last weekend ended a run of 6 successive defeats. But that victory was good enough to take them back up to 15th place from 16th in the IRB Order of Merit. They showed in the Rugby World Cup as well that they are an up-and-coming nation. But it's Wales again with the possession. Robinson, again there's a missed pass there. Tackling has to be solid by the United States.
13 on the side.
Offside decision is going to come against Paul Emmerich.
Yeah, called Rucker.
Way offside there.
Yeah, quite obvious offside. Referee in the right position there. You see Emmerich coming from the offside position when the ruck had been called. And again, the pressure is on this Eagles defence, and Wales are trying to stretch them whenever they can, use their pace, use their width, use his dangerous run as they got wide. But there's Mike Phillips putting some width on his pass immediately, and you can see this long wide passes with the decoy runners. And that time, Mike Taylor got snaffled, but you can see they've been stretched, the Eagles defence.
Wales opting to go for the line-outs. That's not straight, surely.
Outside the shoulder, choice blue.
Shame that for Wales, really, because it was a great opportunity.
Yep.
We've talked about the height advantage that the Welsh second rows have. There's no real need to not throw straight.
Hold. Engage.
First test then of the USA scrum here.
Right.
As ever with any American football side, they're going to be big and powerful. But question of the technique maybe.
Catch and hold. Engage.
Here comes the pressure from the Welsh scrum.
Lost forward.
Charvis gets the ball away. It's Robinson. Just into touch. Excellent work by Charvis that time.
Excellent, but there's evidence there of the power of this Welsh pack as well. So many, I mentioned the 10 players that were the Lions, but only 3 of them have gone from the pack. They still have that power in depth there. The likes of Brett Cobain, Ryan Jones, Colin Charvis, Jonathan Thomas have all got huge experience. And Duncan Jones, who until Gethin Jenkins came on the scene and Duncan had that bad injury, was the form prop. But that power was evident there.
Mike Hercus broke the USA points record with a try against Romania last weekend. American-born, but actually raised in Australia and played grade rugby for Australia, but then got fed up with life down under, felt his rugby wasn't taking him anywhere, and went back to the country of his birth. So it's Robinson. Figured prominently on last summer's tour to Argentina and South Africa before the virus struck him. Rees, lovely angle of running from the hooker. Definitely the strength of his play. Now then, there's a great opportunity again for Wales.
Number 2, Blue, on your feet first, please. Roll away.
Penalty given quickly against Wyatt as Phillips goes. And Wales spreading it out wide. Not enough room though for Taylor that time.
Roll away, 12.
More pressure still from Wales. Sweeney in the outside half position. USA really stretched now. Little kick over the top. That's carried over.
There's your mark.
But in fact, the mark had been called.
Yeah, you saw there exactly what Matthew Rees brings to the party. His enthusiasm, his endeavour, and a wonderful running angle.
USA failing to find touch, giving chances again for Wales, and Sweeney really sparkling at the beginning of this game.
No.
Possession again then for Phillips. And Wales bringing people in the unexpected positions. That time Kevin Morgan from fullback to the outside half first receiver position. Now it's Brett Cobain.
Raton Blue.
Beautiful hands again. Ryan Jones gives the pass out to Craig Morgan.
It looks too easy at times there, Bob, to be honest. It looks like training ground there. They're offloading in the tackle before the tackle, and the USA Eagles just cannot cope with the variety and the pace and the intensity that Wales are bringing to bear here. See the width, long passes, really stretching, pull out defenders, and really could have been any one of 3 try scorers there. Ryan Jones selfishly gives the ball to Craig Morgan to score. You see, pulling in defender, just waiting. But look at those red jerseys. Craig Morgan could have passed to anyone with 3 or 4 red jerseys around him. He scored in the corner, but Eagle just can't cope with the pace and the power and the variety the Wales are bringing to bear.
Good.
Third international try for Craig Morgan, playing his first game for Wales since the game against France back in March 2003. Lost his way just a little, Shane Williams having taken over as well.
But you can see the style that Wales have brought throughout the season. It's infectious. The whole squad are now playing in a similar style of rugby, and that's what Mike Ruddock and the Welsh management will want. That people coming through want to play exactly the same way. That unselfish ability to take opposition on.
Sweeney again with the kick. And it's there again. He really is on fire this afternoon. Gary Sweeney. 14 points to 0 to Wales. 2 converted tries in the opening quarter of this game.
Pretty much a perfect start. The Welsh team looks as if they're going to enjoy the afternoon's work, and it's going to be a lot of hard work for this Eagles team to come back from this. But the one thing Wales can't afford to do is become complacent here.
This is the 6th official match played between the 2 countries. There have been a number of other unofficial challenges as well. Wales with a 100% record, 42-11. The last time they met at the Millennium Stadium, when David James scored a couple of tries. Neil Jenkins, coming on as a replacement, scored a try and a conversion as well. We'll be hearing from them at half-time on how impressed they are with this Welsh start to the game. That time the ball kicked away. It's Viljoen, new full-back, South African-born. Rowe looking to take it on down the narrow side, but no room there.
No, but for the first time in this game, The Eagles looked to put the ball out wide. They got plenty of pace out wide. Palefau and Villion and David Fee. They know where the try line is, but they haven't touched the ball barely so far in this game. But that was the first instance. But the Welsh defence with any numbers, just snuffing any attack out.
Come in, Blue, come in.
You might have noticed as well that this is a very big pitch indeed. It's about 10 metres wider than normal rugby pitch. Wales have got pace, but if the United States wingers get the ball, you'll see they too have got some electric pace. Now they have possession, and it'll come from Tui Pelotu in the inside centre position. The giant of a man of 16 stone, but there's a turnover.
7 red over the top and played it. 7
illegally
red.
though.
Over
Colin
the top
Charvis,
on the
I
ground and
think.
then played it.
Yeah, there was hands there, quite blatant hands. And obviously I think the touchers this side had
Poles.
told the referee exactly what was happening there. There's an opportunity for the Eagles to get on the post. I'll pop a post and get Hercus's name on the score sheet.
Now, Lucas looks indeed as if he's going to take it, although he hasn't been kicking in the last couple of games. He missed the game against Canada because of commitments with Sale. Villion came into the side, the fullback,
Penalties,
and started kicking for goal.
Guys,
Did so well that the USA decided to leave him the kicking duties for the game against Romania. But Hercus is the #1 point scorer. Here he is, Mike Hercus. Broke the USA points record, all-time record, up to 290 now. Strikes it cleanly and well. Good effort then. The USA taking their chances, and that's something they have to do.
Yeah, very much so. I'll give them a little bit of confidence. They've got on the score sheet at last, courtesy of that Colin Charvis misdemeanor there. Put his hand into that tackle, into that ruck. Quite a blatant infringement there. But Hercus will be relieved that he got that first opportunity through the posts.
Robinson with the restart for Wales. Gets the opportunity for his players to come up and steal the ball, and it's Phillips. On the angle comes Robinson. Third try of the first half, and Wales hit back immediately then. Second try of his international career for Nicky Robinson. What a return to the international scene for him.
Very much, and a lot of that came about with the height that Nicky Robinson got with his restart there. Plenty of height, which allowed the Welsh pack to get their in numbers and force that turnover. And that's one thing we talked about earlier on, Bob. The Eagles can't afford to turn the ball over as much as they have done. But there was the turnover, Ryan Jones, terrific tackle by Ryan Jones, forced that ball out, and away went Mike Phillips. Didn't take a second opportunity, and away into the gap stood Nicky Robinson. Far too easy for this Welsh team, and the one thing Eagles can't do is give them all these chances to score, because they're clinical in their finishing.
Nicky Robinson scored a try also on the tour of South America last summer. Kerry Sweeney in the meantime has converted the third Welsh try. They're up to 21 already, 21 points to 3. The 3 coming from Mike Hercus's penalty goal for the USA.
The Eagles don't seem very comfortable on that high ball, high restart from Nicky Robinson. He is getting terrific height from it, and allows the Welsh jerseys to be there in numbers, surrounding the ball catcher.
Well, that's very much reflecting the way the Lions started this morning. Let's see if Wales can actually keep this going. In quite some heat as well, different temperature to what the Lions played under.
Vastly different temperature. I played in Rotorua. There's nothing like this heat in Rotorua, let me tell you.
Red card blue.
Mike Phillips
Advantage over.
under a little bit of pressure from Alec Parker. Gets the ball away cleanly though. Now this 6-foot scrum half, you know quite a bit about him, Ian. What about leaving Stradey Park for Cardiff Arms Park? Good thing for him, do you think?
Well, he needs to play in the shop window, needs to be first choice, and obviously with Dwayne Peel, who's the form scrum half in the Six Nations this year, he's going to find it quite difficult getting the first choice berth and moved elsewhere. So Cardiff Blues have got a terrific scrum half, and there's a bright future ahead for young Michael Phillips.
Chance first of all then for the USA from a line-out take to actually get their backs into action. Spoiling it all though.
Left himself isolated there and wouldn't let the ball go.
12 isolated on their feet, Red.
Todd Clever, a new international Franco, well rather making a return to the side, playing his 4th cap tonight. Won his first cap back in 2003. and picked up 2 caps in the recent games in Japan.
And Tuipulotu allowed himself to be isolated there, and his back row went there quick enough. And the one thing that this Welsh back row will be there, they'll compete for the ball.
Very experienced outfit. Jonathan Thomas, Colin Charvis, Ryan Jones for Wales. It's a back row that many international countries would be very glad to have.
Yeah, very athletic, good ball carrying ability and ball winning ability.
Matt Rees, the newcomer for Wales, then into the front of the line out to Cobain. And very serious questions being asked of the midfield defence for the States. Cobain again breaches it, running superbly with ball in hand.
Not held, play on.
Now Wales can go the other direction. Charvis comes in.
Roll away, tackler.
Not seen a great deal of the ball as yet. Phillips has a look this way.
Advantage offside.
Ryan Jones. The referee all the while, I think, is playing an advantage to Wales. For offside against the USA. Taylor to Sweeney. Stands up, does well. Phillips lets the ball go forward in order to take advantage of the referee's decision. And it's Kevin Morgan will go in, try number 4. Making a superb return to the game after his period of inactivity. His 4th try in the last 6 games.
Yeah, and Michael Phillips taking a leaf out of Dwayne Peel's book there, keeping the ball alive, taking a quick tap, and away he went. And the one thing that impressed me throughout the recent performances in Wales is their faith in that their teammate will be there to support them whenever they made a break. So earlier on with Brett Cobain waiting and patiently for the next man to come along, and that time Michael Phillips looked to his right, who was there with Kevin Morgan coming from the full-back position to score. And this is far too easy for the Welsh team.
9th try of his international career for Kevin Morgan.
Yeah, when given his chance in the Six Nations, he took it gleefully. Electric pace, great running angles, will always pick a very sharp running angle.
Terry Sweeney looking to maintain his 100% record with kicks in this first half. He just can't do anything wrong, can he? The best of the efforts yet from Kerry Sweeney. And Wales, with 4 converted tries, absolutely running away with this game.
Doesn't look as any respite for this Eagles team. See quite a few of them looking to the heavens for some help. That's probably where they'll need the help to come from.
46 points is the record margin of victory for Wales in the games between the 2 countries. That was the first official test, played back in 1987.
Advantage.
One opportunity then for Hercus to get things going.
Yeah, no advantage.
The referee been playing an advantage.
And then lost back blue.
To the USA.
Yeah.
That's probably Wales' first mistake of the game, to be honest, but Eagles failed to take advantage of it.
Okay.
As Paul Emmerich was nearly knocked back into the other stand by Mark Taylor. That was not the type of pass Paul Emmerich would have enjoyed taking.
The wheel goes then the USA's way. Schubert tries to receive the ball, the skipper. Here it is then.
Red hand advantage, lost forward.
Hercus. Well tackled by Cobain.
Red.
But it's available again for the USA.
Back line.
Using the powerful men first of all to look to breach the Welsh defence. But they probably need a little bit more subtlety than that.
Offside, back line, 12 and 13.
Yeah, they need a lot more than that. That's a well-disciplined Welsh defence, to be honest. They're pretty much up in the Eagles' faces constantly. They have to bring a little bit more style to bear there, a little more subtlety, as you mentioned. A little bit outside the box, because otherwise they'll find no change out of the far more physical Welsh team.
Good.
Hercus will go for a position towards the corner and hope that his line-out forwards can win the ball for his side as they look to put together their first proper move of this game. Trailing by 28 points to 3. We've played 23 minutes in the first half.
Thank you. Stay there, Red.
Luke Chartris and Brent Cobain, 6'10" and 6'8", the 2 Welsh line-out forwards, deciding not to compete that time, but to put the charge on.
he missed. Move out, please.
Charge must have come too early, I think.
Yeah, took his legs out and he's in the air. Decided not to compete, but wanted to stop that drive coming from that line out. But a little bit early.
Original
A little
penalty under the
premature
man before he's come down.
in his charge there.
Try line. Yep.
Hirkus can kick it wherever he likes there because the line-out cannot form closer than 5 metres to the Welsh line. It's the law brought in most recently. That is Matty Wyatt. Into the line-out then, towards Alec Parker. Now it's Schubert, the captain, the man from Cardiff Blues. Opportunities then, left.
Roll away, 13.
Then looking to charge their way through rather than spreading it wide to the pacemen they have out wide, and they've been pressed back for their pains by super aggressive Welsh defence.
Ball out.
Still here though for Hirkus.
It's 13.
Now then, opportunities right maybe. Again looking for the contact rather than releasing the ball, but that's a nice little half break. Oh, and the man was tugged away there, surely. That is at least a penalty for the USA. Professional foul again?
Yeah, could even potentially be yellow carded for that.
It was early tackle. I'll give you the
lovely
benefit
break.
of the doubt that it was a timing issue. Early tackle.
Lovely break by Mike Hirkus there, looking for the support runner, and Ryan Jones guilty of holding back the runner when a try was really beckoning there for the Eagles. They'll be disappointed at that. Hoping they took advantage, but Welsh seem determined not to let them score, but they seem held back there blatantly.
Not a penalty. Sorry, guys.
Craig Joubert
well, it's a timing issue, so
has decided to give Wales the benefit of the doubt as to whether that was malice aforethought.
I think he's very much a forethought, to be honest.
Yes.
I think he's quite fortunate not to have a yellow card there.
Vice versa.
Second penalty opportunity for Mike Hirkus then. 3 points from his boot already in this game. Celebrates his 26th birthday tomorrow and hoping to get himself up to the 300-point mark, I'm sure, for his country by the end of this game. He needs a total of 10 points to become the first triple centurion in US history. You know how keen the Americans are on statistics. They love that. Hirkus. Second shot at goal in this first half. Well, that was as straightforward a kick as he could have expected anywhere at any time in the game.
Yes. I don't think the Leckie management, Scottish management, too pleased now because he's joining them next season, to be honest. But that was a poor miss for a goal kicker at this sort of international level, in that sort of area of the pitch. That should have gone over.
Almost inevitable given the build-up to it.
Yes. Put the blame firmly and squarely in your shoulders there, Bob.
Does happen very often, doesn't it? 28 points to 3 as we pushing up towards the half-hour mark. It's been a terrific first half display by Wales. We now have to keep that going. Brilliant take by Ryan Jones. Again, there really has blossomed on the international scene. Robinson, Duncan Jones. Ken Phillips does well. Good vision by the Welsh scrum half. Then goes in to do the flankers' work. Matty Rees takes over. There's an American who's fallen on the wrong side.
Scrum forward, Red. He's stuck.
Yeah, the Eagles' defence on the fringes is non-existent, to be honest. That time Mike Phillips just strolled through. And, but I mean, very impressed at the start. You mentioned there Ryan Jones, very abrasive. And he's learnt his first cap, I believe, was against New Zealand in the autumn, and every game since he's improved. And he's got used to being exposed to the international arena, the demands of the physical demands of the international arena. He's thrown himself around in this game.
Another opportunity for a break out wide, but for once Wales can't handle. Time for the USA to counter. Referee will bring them back
no advantage, first
for
one
the
red.
original knock-on.
First one red.
by a Welsh hand. How do Wales go about now actually making sure they can actually keep up this momentum, Jan, particularly in this heat?
Well, it's about consolidating. It's not being too fancy, going through what they've done throughout. And what we mentioned earlier on is Craig Morgan trying to offload in the tackle to Kevin Morgan there. It's what's characterised their play throughout the last 12 months or so is the unselfish way they played, is teamwork. Looking to offload if someone's in a better position to you, waiting for your support runners. And that's what helped them throughout some tough encounters over the past 12 months. And let them carry on that way. It's not about individual brilliance attempts, it's about teamwork.
Picking up on a point you made earlier as well, Ian, about a pattern of play. For years, that was the reason for All Black success, wasn't it? That everybody from the top to bottom knew exactly what style of play they were going to adapt. This is the style that Wales have decided.
Very much so. As you see, the offloading weight and the faith is there, and that the support runner will always be there. So you put the ball into space, someone is going to be there. Then you're not going to make a fool of yourself because the other guy is going to be there when the ball is there. And that's great to watch. And it's also, I'm sure it's fun to play as well, but it's not only about that, it's also doing the hard yards. I talked about Ryan Jones there, Brett Cobain, doing things like that constantly. You've got to do that. You've got to do the hard work as well. You just can't be fancy. As you see the Welsh contingent there enjoying themselves in the sun. It's about doing the hard stuff as well, working the set piece, working the scrum on the line out. You can't get the fancy stuff and the all-round play without doing the rough, hard work.
Wait for the ball before you go on
Referee
angle.
wants to have the two scrums square on then.
Engage.
Doug Rowe having a baptism of fire. The scrum half playing his first full game for the USA Eagles. Waiting for the ball to come back now. The man from the Denver Barbarians.
Don't stop. Play.
And the USA obviously having to play some catch-up rugby if they're going to get back into this game at all. But they need to get the basics themselves first, don't they, really, Ian?
Yeah, they need to cut down the errors. Their error count is far too high, to be honest. In the face, obviously, of overwhelming defence, it's really hitting them back whenever they get the ball, to be honest. But they got to cut down that error count and make sure they try and play the rugby in the Welsh half. But they've got to be in the Welsh half to begin with. Get hold of the ball, consolidate, and use that possession.
Luke Charvis in the middle of the second row, making his second start in international rugby. Takes the ball off the top, which again gives the Welsh three-quarters an opportunity to get quick ball. Phillips feeds to Adam Jones. Getting the ball in hand, I think, for the first time, the tight head prop. Robinson, that time, ball knocked forward. Fergus went to charge it down. Emmerich saw glory coming, but the referee wasn't going to allow it.
You saw how easy Mark Taylor got across the game then there. Flat ball off the line out, good clean quick ball off the top, and a pass from Nicky Robertson immediately put Mark Taylor over the game line, and it's so much easier for the forwards then to hit the next phase of possession.
4 converted tries to 1 penalty goal, the Welsh lead. As we come up towards the end of the first period, it's Mark Taylor calling on Craig Morgan for the switch. Charvis collects the ball. Sweeney couldn't quite finish it off.
And then caught in front of you. It was both ways.
You almost felt there it was quite the perfect try, so they thought, oh, let's give it away.
Yeah,
such confidence.
Yeah, such confidence. Looking for the support runners constantly, and they're there in numbers. And I tell you, just easy, far too easy for Wales to get on the outside of this Eagles defence.
Would you believe this is the only home game that the USA will play in this calendar year? That sums up in a way the problems they face as a country trying to establish themselves here.
Yeah, and so much travel. They just come back from the Super Cup and they barely arrived back from Japan at the start of the week, so they probably feel a little bit jet lagged themselves. They just think that Wales are on tour and the USA are jet lagged. It's that's the amount of travelling they have to do to compete. Obviously they got their near neighbours Canada, but to play the likes of Romania and Japan in Japan for the Super Cup means it's an awful lot of logistics.
That's right.
They have to get right.
And 3 players in this team today weren't available to go to Japan because of commitments with their careers, so it's difficult.
Yeah, quite a few of these guys out there are part-timers. There aren't many of them who are fortunate enough to be full-time players, and those that are based in the US or France, to be honest, in Europe.
Colin Charvis, delighted I'm sure to be back in action. It's been a miserable season for him with his broken foot. after really establishing his place in the Newcastle Falcons side.
And hold.
But Wales will be glad of his experience on this tour.
Red, not again. Crouch and hold. Engage.
Referee Joubert happy for the scrum to go down then, but it's an untidy ball.
Number 8, binding. Binding.
I think it's a penalty against it's against
8,
Schubert,
binding.
in fact, the USA skipper, for not binding properly, or not binding at all at that scrum by the look of it.
Yeah, that scrum was in disarray at that point. You see the power of that Welsh front row. We got Duncan Jones, Adam Jones and Matthew Rees, and they really are pressurising the opposition.
Wales again happy not to go for the points immediately, but to kick into the corner.
Thank you.
Full line it. Cobain at 4 takes the ball. Jonathan Thomas, we haven't mentioned much of him in this first half. He's another one who's made a huge impression this year and is driving over the line. Gets the ball down too, does he? Try number 5 for Wales.
Thanks.
And I think it's the first time Jonathan Thomas has had the ball in hand, but showing what an excellent prospect, how strong he is.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work defensively, put some hits in, put himself about. Tremendous athlete, Jonathan Thomas. Did you see one mention about that power in that set piece earlier on? At this time, it's in the driving play. Jonathan Thomas goes down the ground, gets back on his feet as well, and keeps that drive, that leg power. And this USA defence have been overwhelmed by the power and the pace of this Welsh team, to be honest, in that time. Driving play for the forwards.
Had a very impressive end to the season for the Ospreys, playing as much in the second row as in the back row.
He's a very adaptable player, equally at home. Tall enough to play in the second row, but quick enough to play in the back row as well. Good line out forward, and that's what this Welsh squad have got now. That depth they've got. You know, they can lose Martin Williams with the Lions, but and Michael Owen, and yet we've got a back row, an all-international back row. Ryan Jones, Colin Charvis, Jonathan Thomas, who've all got international experience.
Kerry Sweeney. He's done everything in this game that Gavin Henson would have, and maybe a little bit more. Little chip kick in towards there.
Sweeney once again puts it through. The score is now Wales 35.
Fifth converted try of the game then for Wales. 35 points to 3, and we're still not up to half-time. This has been a very impressive first half performance here.
Yeah, Neil Jenkins in the studio will be happy at his kicking performance. Kerry Sweeney, there's an all-round performance as well. There is a terrific spirit and atmosphere within this Welsh squad, to be honest. They enjoy each other's company, they enjoy playing alongside each other on the field as well.
Straight down, straight down. Hold there, hold
Phillips has a quick look to see where Sweeney is standing.
there. Offside, rack called. Rack over your Oscar's feet blue.
Kerry Sweeney a bit disappointed the penalty was given. There's a beautifully struck touch finder by Kerry Sweeney there, but kick to the touch and allow, even giving the line out back as well. But everything's going wrong for the Eagles at the moment.
Robertson chips it nicely up the touchline. And it's been a terrific first half performance by the Welsh pack too. Let's not forget about them.
Yeah, they've done the hard yards, they've worked the opposition in the scrum, the driving play. Rucks and Mauls have been excellent. Their defence as well, when put under pressure, has stood up. But they'd be glad for a bit of shade at half-time, like.
Ball almost stolen by the USA. But again, there's another chance for Wales to add to their tally. A little pedestrian just for once.
Yeah, plus a little bit too lateral there. There was a couple of wraparounds, but someone needed a punch, someone needed a better direction and straighten up a little bit. They do play with width, and they do have that incision. This Eagles defence is in total disarray.
So Rhys Williams there. Everything's been going the other way in this game, isn't it? It's amazing.
That's always the same,
isn't it?
That's always the same. But then when you're out of breath in the second half, it all comes your way.
Wait half back, wait half back.
Hirkus outside the 22. That's a lovely break. Now here's an opportunity at last for the US. The kick for Fee on this wing, but it's a poor kick. Oh, that was a lovely break. They should have made more of that, yeah, shouldn't they?
Poor kick, but it was an unnecessary kick. There was no need for it. Hold on to the ball. They've had precious little ball in the first half. Got to hold on to it, retain that possession, put the Welsh defence under pressure, because that's what they haven't done. They've got some pace out there. You know, the supporters would have got there, but a lovely break by Mike Hercus there.
Played for Sale, of course, last season, and missed the Canada game out in Japan because he was on the replacements bench for Sale's Challenge Cup final against Poe.
Yeah, went for the gap there between Nicky Robinson and Jonathan Thomas. Whether Nicky Robinson went a little bit early or Jonathan Thomas got there a little bit late. One of the two. They'll have that decision, a little discussion at half time.
USA looking to put a move together then as we come up towards half time. Make up for a very disappointing performance indeed in this first period. Bit of accidental offside there maybe. Emmerich, blonde-haired centre, going for the gap. No, in fact the referee has given the scrum to the USA.
Yeah, I think Greg Juba gave him the benefit of the doubt there, if we're honest, because it was a little bit accidental offside.
Into the last minutes of the first half. Won't be much time to add on, I wouldn't have thought. Very few stoppages in this game so far. Colin Charvis immediately comes away with the ball. Robinson to Sweeney. Spreads it out wide to Morgan. Checks, has a little look. Wales again looking to create the platform. Now looking for a scrum half. Here he is. Charteris with the ball in hand. Again, Phillips maybe running into him.
Yeah, someone needs to straighten up there and just take the drive on, pulling defenders. Getting a little bit too fancy.
Knock on both sides, I think, there.
We saw the Eagles yet again guilty of turning the ball over. Colin Charvis tearing the ball away from the ball carrier. And immediately they're under pressure in their own half again. The Eagles, they must retain possession, particularly in the heat. They're having to play in there.
What a job this man's got, Coach Schubert. We saw there. The USA skipper to try and lift his side now for this second period. I think all the players, though, will be very glad of a little break. It's pretty hot out there.
Yeah, it is indeed. They've been in the shade, taking a lot of water. It's important they rehydrate.
So, how soon do you think will the Welsh management think of bringing some replacements on, do you think, Ian?
I think quite early into the second half. I think by the time the 55th, 60th minute, something like that, they bring on the likes, and there's a good young talent on the bench there. They got the likes of Rhys Thomas, Ben Broster. Obviously Rhys Thomas is it'll be a new cap for him, but Matthew Rhys is his first cap as well, so he'd be loath to come off immediately. Ben Broster, the young Saracens prop as well, doesn't see him on the field, and Richie Pugh, who would love this open space, the flanker from the Ospreys. He'd really love that sort of space out there.
Referee just waiting to restart the game. Just a few seconds of actual playing time left, I'm sure, at the end of this first period. Wales completely in charge with 5 converted tries. Kerry Sweeney has scored the first and has converted all of them, so he's had a fine first half.
Yeah, nearly the Eagles, they drained the confidence. There's nowhere for them to go at the moment. Like a rabbit caught in headlights. They're not quite sure where to go next.
Taunt clever. Thankfully the flanker has now recovered, so the game can resume for the remainder of this first period. Phillips away immediately to Robinson. Again the decoy runners everywhere. Lovely changes of angle too. Out to Rhys Williams wide right for the first time in this half, and he rounds off the first half with another superb Welsh touchdown. Rhys Williams, his first of this game. Wales is 6th. His 17th international try.
Yeah, electric right wing, plenty of pace, and you give him time and space like that and he's going to take. But set piece ball sometimes is such the easiest ball to attack from, because defenders are at least 10 yards away, and Wales use that advantage. Decoy runners yet again, inside and outside. In comes Craig Morgan, and a beautifully timed pass from Morgan to Rhys Williams. There he is, punching through, takes his time, shows great composure and releases his fellow Cardiff Blues. player, Rhys Williams, on the outside. But sometimes set-piece ball is great to attack these days with well-organised defences, which this Eagles isn't today, but sometimes even against the best defences, first-phase ball is great to attack with.
Kerry Sweeney from wide out right again then, looking to add the extra points. He just can't miss, can he, in this first period? Superb kick again by Kerry Sweeney. Right at the end of the first half, 42 points to 3. Wales lead. That is a tremendous first half performance by Wales. We look forward to more great action in the second period.
Wales playing with plenty of confidence. They're keeping their mistakes to a minimum and making it tough for the USA. 6 tries in the first half for Mike Ruddock's men. Analysis from Neil Jenkins and David James coming next.
I'm sure he'll make a few changes, possibly in the front row, maybe just give Ben Broster a game. But Matthew Rees will obviously like to play the full game, but I'm sure he'll make a few substitutions, as I'm sure the temperature will probably get to some of the guys to the latter stages of the game, really.
Okay, well, Craig Morgan, they're one of the try scorers in the first half, and 42 points to 3, Wales lead. The second half coming next. Let's hand you back over to our commentary team, Ian Evans and Bob Simmons.
Adam Jones back onto the field just after half-time then, in this sweltering heat. No weather at all for a front row man, surely.
You know, with hair like that, not that I want to talk about hair at all, I'm just deeply envious of any hair like that. But yeah, terrific performance, very professional from the pack in particular, abrasive, very physical, contest in everything, making the Eagles work very, very hard, and you have to have that. We've seen some wonderful tries, some breathtaking rugby from the Welsh backline in particular, but able to do that, the work needs to be done by the 8.
Well, this magnificent stadium, which in fact is named after Frederick Rentschler, who was the founder of the Pratt & Whitney Aircraft Company, and his company actually gave this land to the state of Connecticut, who then gave it to the University of Connecticut, and they built this magnificent 40,000-seater, £45 million stadium. Quite something.
And who wouldn't enjoy playing on that sort of playing surface?
Kentucky Bluegrass. Wonderful surface. Wales taking full advantage in the first half and looking to continue in that vein in the second period. But there's a turnover on this side then for the USA as they look to get it wide to Mike Palafau, University of Utah quarterback. But the referee's whistle has gone. Kerry Sweeney, 17 points in that first half for him. What an excellent performance. Started it all off with a try. Mike Hercus with the only points of this first half for the USA with a penalty goal.
Yeah, Wales want to make a solid start to this second half as well, and make sure that the USA are kept under pressure throughout, not give them any chances, not give them any turnovers, and remain as error-free as they possibly can.
First set piece of the second half then is a line out towards Parker and Surgeons. That's a poor throw though by Matt Wyatt, and so Wales can come away again. Good powerful running. Second phase ball out to Cobain, who can take it up. Now Robinson, just a little speculative kick down the touchline. Excellently worked. Immediately getting Wales on the front foot and the chance to mount another attack.
Yeah, nicely played. This is not an exhibition match, this is a proper international game, and they want to start off as hard and as physical as possible to make sure they play their rugby down in the opposition territory.
Scored 2 tries in his first 2 games, Mike Palafau, who's an even-time sprinter. So if he gets the opportunity on this wide outside, it's a big... maybe he'll show his paces. No opportunities for him as yet though. Poor throw. Charteris couldn't quite take it cleanly. So the USA again can look to come clear. Setting a bit of a platform. Rowe gets it away to Hercus. Does well, then runs straight into his own man. Andrew Ryland, the flanker, getting in the way there. sums up the USA's game in many ways, doesn't it, Jan?
Yeah, very much so. They did nice drive from the forwards. They made some good territory, forced Wales in the back foot. Then the pressure came on Hurkers. Tried to sidestep his way away from this Welsh back row, this rampaging Welsh back row, and ran straight into his own man.
Defensive ball in the 22 for the USA. They look for the push again by the Welsh scrum. Phillips is in quickly too on Schubert, who will be a teammate of his at Cardiff next season. But Wales going in at the side that time, penalised.
Yeah, they're not going to give this Eagles team any respite at all. Pressurising, coming from all angles there. But that time Giltivan coming in from an offside position. But you see the pressure in the scrum, piling through, and there's Mike Phillips on Kurt Schubert, not allowing him any breathing space at all.
40 caps he's won, Kurt Schubert, and has just missed 2 of the last 42 games. Quite a performance by the US skipper.
Probably one he'd want to miss, to be honest, of all of them.
Yes.
But yeah, he's been in good form for the Cardiff Blues towards the tail end of this season.
Yep.
Been a good signing for them, and obviously he'd likely to have Xavier Rush alongside him next season. A signing the Blues have made from Auckland.
Ball into the liner towards Alec Parker then, jumping at the front that time. Stolen again by Wales. Charvis gets it away in midfield. Taylor the mismove. Not a good pass though that time. Otherwise Rhys Williams would have been, or Kevin Morgan in fact, on the wide outside would have been well away.
Yeah, he had space there as well. And Mark Taylor probably a little bit more time than he thought there. Rushed his pass. It's a left-handed pass, so put a bit of pressure on his technique there. But a turnover yet again, and who was there? Colin Charvis, very much at the core.
42 points to 3, the Welsh lead as it was at the interval. Good quick ball from Surgener that time. Hurkers again showing his ability at outside half. That's a searing break, superb done. Now then looks for the supports. Wales just getting back to tackle. Hurkers in the move again. On the drive comes Clever. Great chance for the USA for their first try. Under pressure though, scrum half Doug Rowe. What a superb break that was by Mike Hurkers.
Yeah, lovely break, and yet again found that same hole again. He's ready to run. Mike Hurkers, not the biggest guy, but he got plenty of pace. He gets away. Found a lovely hole in the Welsh defence there. Looking for his run out. There comes the line out. Good ball, good flat pass to attack from. And yet again, it's that gap inside Nicky Robinson and outside the back rowers. Looking for the support runners, weren't there in numbers, and there was the Welsh defence yet again to slow that ball down just enough to get there.
Clever trying to straighten the attack up after good supporting play in the first instance by Paul Emerick. But it's a ball for Wales at the set scrum. Ryan Jones picks up and drives immediately. Mike Phillips has time to have a look both sides to see what's on. Strong man. Couldn't quite get the ball to hand though. Chance then for the USA to spread it out towards David Fee. Good tackle, Kevin Morgan. Excellently done. And the penalty is awarded against the USA. What a superb tackle that was. And it needed to be.
That was an excellent tackle because Fee had time and space, and he had speed on there as well. He had the outside, he went for the outside. Kevin Morgan was quite willing to give him that space, but cut him down, and that was a great tackle. But a little bit of an untidy start in the second half from Wales, taking their foot off the gas, and Mike Hurkers found that same gap as he found earlier on in the game, and Wales will have to work on that.
Is that anything to do you think, with the fact that the group of players haven't really played together very much, and that they're not quite sure of where they are next to each other in the tackling contest?
No, it's as you see Wales competing there from the breakdown, but it's areas with players. You've got to get a new partnership at half-backs, Nicky Robinson and Michael Phillips. They're not quite used to certain other players. I think they take a bit of time, and things have gone so well in that first half. Perhaps a little bit of pressure from the USA might be of some benefit to Wales.
That time it was a free take for Luke Chartris, but the ball again wasn't straight, so that's a bit of a waste of an opportunity.
Yeah, Matthew Rhys will be crossing himself. There's no need for it. I mean, no pressure really on this Welsh line-out.
I think we're about to see the first substitution. Adam Jones leaves the field to be replaced by Ben Broster from Saracens, winning his first cap. Qualifies by virtue of having a Welsh mother from the Cynon Valley, a Probert from Aberdare.
Excellent. And it's one area that Wales possibly do lack strength and depth is on the tight head, so it's nice to see good youngster coming through as well to help out Adam Jones.
He's been deputed to that great Springbok tight head Cobus Visachi at Saracens, but spotted early on by Wales, and has actually played his way in the Welsh junior lineups as Robinson makes the breakthrough again. Now the little kick over the top. Rowe gets the clearance kick in. Good vision again from Robinson.
Yeah, lovely vision, always ready to attack. Very enterprising, shows great adventure in taking on, but lost his support runner. I think Kenny Sweeney was taken out there. He couldn't quite get on his outside shoulder, and either an option of going to ground or putting the kick ahead. And the kick ahead didn't quite come off him.
As I say, just the 8th game he's played in a calendar year since the tour of South Africa last summer.
So he's fresh then.
He's certainly fresh. Robinson takes it well. Skipper Mark Taylor, love a try, I'm sure, to celebrate his 50th cap for Wales. Ryan Jones, one of an outstanding back row for Wales. Here's another one. Colin Charvis. Wales looking for their first score then of the second period. First run for Ben Broster, the replacement prop. Colin Charvis. So easy again.
So easy there, blink and you'd have missed that, but nice to see Ben Broster get a bit of a run there, and isn't he a lump of a guy? I think the Eagles found great difficulty there, but Wales using the blind side, Mike Phillips using the blind side a lot, overloading it, and in the end the Eagles run out of defensive numbers, and a nice inside pass going back the other way then. As you see, there's Nicky Robertson passing to Broster, and you can see the charge from him. He's a physical specimen there, really crossed the gain line, and the one time they went back on the open side, and there's just no defenders there to stop Colin Charvis galloping over.
18th international try, his 76th international game today.
As I mentioned, all these young players there on this tour, and wealth of experience Colin Charvis, they'll benefit an awful lot for seeing him play on the field.
Sweeney, can he maintain his 100% record? He certainly can. Kerry Sweeney just can't miss. Takes his points tally up to 19. Wales just one short of the 50 then.
Yeah, but it's good to see the variety in the Welsh play. We've seen them playing expansive rugby. At that time, they looked at the blind side, kept loading the blind side, and using their power to drive it on. As we see yet another replacement.
And another new cap as well. Rhys Thomas from the Cardiff Blues, replacing Matthew Rhys. Himself had won his first cap today. So 2 changes already then in the front row. This very exciting youngster, Rhys Thomas. Another one from the Cynon Valley, from Abercynon.
Yeah, nice to see 2 young hookers as well fighting for their place and trying to establish themselves in a very successful, in recent success for this Welsh international team.
So Wales have settled at the beginning of this second half. After a bit of a dodgy period, but I'm sure now they'll look to take it on from there, yeah.
Yeah, that was good to see there. That didn't just throw that ball away onto the outside and try counter-attacking from slow ball. Quite happy to put boot to it and make sure they do their attacking back down territory. It's a good all-round performance from Wales. Plenty of variety prepared to kick, pass or run.
Next Welsh score, should it come, will give them a record-winning margin against the USA. For the moment, though, the Eagles have the ball in the middle of the field, looking to set up an opportunity for themselves. Rowe again waits. Again, 3 Welsh tacklers in there pretty quickly. Rowe waiting, but it's very, very slow ball indeed. Forwards just taking it on a little further for him. Referee in the end decides that Wales are in an offside position.
Yeah, Wales aren't being very charitable out here. Even though the opposition have been outgunned and out-muscled, they're still throwing themselves around. Very aggressive, very robust in the tackle area, not prepared to give an inch.
Mike Hercus missed that one opportunity at the post in the first half. That apart, has had a pretty good game, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a nice running game. Obviously, you look back at that penalty miss, be pretty discomfort, sort of discomfort over that penalty miss, but otherwise he's looked dangerous in attack, and it's given Wales some thought in that area.
Line up then to the USA. Surgeon just gets a hand to it. Into the middle of the field for Tuipulotu. Loses the ball in contact though, and Charvis can get Wales going again. It's Phillips through the gap this time. It's a long, long way to go for Mike Phillips, but I think he can go all the way. Terrific running by the Welsh scrum half. And that's the long distance try of the game. Michael Phillips with his second try in international rugby.
And that's why the Cardiff Blues are so happy to get their man, the scrum half. Very adaptable player, and again you saw from a turnover yet again from the Eagles. Ball ripped out by Kevin Morgan that time. Colin Charvis here launched another counter attack, and again away goes Phillips. He's played in the wing and centre for the Scarlets this year. He showed plenty of pace and athleticism to get down the field there and scored a breakaway try. That's heartbreaking for the Eagles. Good ball at the top as well, which they haven't won very often, but great rip away from by Kevin Morgan there. So great to have a body strength, getting that ball away. Good dummy, and away he went. Plenty of pace on this man.
Put together with 6 foot and 14 stone of him. He's got good pace as well. That makes a complete package, doesn't it?
Yeah, great pace. As I said, he's played in at the centre and on a wing and not looked out of place whatsoever. Very comfortable out there. When he got his power, that's not a great surprise, but I'm talking about power. The Eagles have no answer for this Welsh power. They got to hold on to the ball, or they not. They get out muscled in the tackle area, which doesn't happen when you play US and Canadian teams very often. They might be lacking in technical ability and skill, but they don't lack physical power, but totally out muscled in this game.
Tony Pizzarella is the first replacement on in the back row for the USA, taking the place of Andrew Ryland. And this now then, the record victory for Wales over the USA. And surely there's more to come. And again, the sensible kick comes in from Robinson.
Yeah, it works very well. It worked last time. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Great tactics, good strategy, solid strategy. And even though they're by far the classier outfit, they're not prepared to become lazy and complacent. Prepared to play their rugby. Intelligent rugby as well.
Another youngster looking to win his first cap, another man from Stradey Park,
yeah,
Talselli.
Talselli's first cap, and I think Mike Ruddock's taking the opportunity to give a lot of youngsters some international experience out there in a side that's pretty comfortable and playing with a lot of confidence at the moment.
Richie Pugh is also on the field as a replacement for Ryan Jones. And Kevin Morgan has come off to make way for Talselli. Ball over the top. USA though can't quite take it. Referee will call them back for the scrum to Wales.
I've taken off a couple of very physical players, mate. So Wales will have to compete to the breakdown, but it might give a little bit of opportunity for the USA to work around the tackle area, because they've been totally outmanned throughout the rest of this game.
8 tries to Wales then, 2 in the second half already. Robinson, the 1-2 with Taylor, offloads again before getting to contact. Again there's space for Phillips, this time showing his great strength.
And again round the fringes. Eagles' defence on the fringes has been pretty poor.
Rhys Thomas, the replacement hooker, linking with Brett Cobain, and there's possession again here for Wales. Rhys Williams, Sweeney, excellent play. Charvis with his second try of this second half. And Wales are putting it together now, certainly. 2 tries for Colin Charvis.
Yeah, they create the platform and then they attack with pace. Inject so much pace the Eagles defence are left sprawled around, and some passes to the outside first of all, stretching one way, and then pass back inside to the support runner, and they're coming from depth and they're coming in numbers, and there's just no answer for these Eagles. And even though this Welsh team is weakened by the loss of 10 Lions, it's the difference between being a professional team and a team that still uses a lot of amateurs and part-timers.
And the support again, they knew the players were there, didn't they?
Yeah, they're always going to be there. The call is there, the communication is there, and the knowledge is there that the players are going to get there. The pass came back first of all to Kerry Sweeney, and then from Kerry Sweeney back to Colin Charvis.
9 converted tries for Wales then. Kerry Sweeney, 9 conversions to go with the try of his that started Wales off. I think I make that 23 points for Kerry Sweeney. What a success this has been for him. And I'm sure in the studio Neil Jenkins is enjoying this as a protege of his at Pontypridd. The area that, rightly or wrongly, do feel themselves rather disenfranchised with what's going on at the moment in the Welsh game.
But a source of so much talent and resource.
Kickoff is regathered this time. But Phillips has the ball in his possession. Finds Robertson on the left foot. This time can't find touch. Mike Palifao took his eye off the ball.
And the one time Nicky Robinson didn't find touch, and there's an opportunity to counter-attack, and just to be in the positive possession for that man on the wing, but he straight away dropped the ball. But it's not an enjoyable afternoon when that happens.
Andrew Williams is another replacement for Wales then, the Bath man. Won a previous cap at scrum half, though he's been playing at centre and wing for Bath in recent weeks, having returned there from the Ospreys. Getting an opportunity now then. Things going Wales's way certainly, but that time Richie Pugh, who's come on into a back row position, and as Ian says, will love this firm surface and dry ground. A chance to get his hands on the ball.
Such of the Welsh team's willingness to keep that ball alive, to put the ball into space and to use the pace they've got in abundance out there. This picture suits them.
Referee decides Wales were pushing too early, gives the free kick then to Coach Schubert's men. Hirkus again loses the ball in contact. Referee waits for an advantage to Wales. It isn't coming. And this is quite demoralising now for this USA Eagles side.
Yeah, just an onslaught from this Welsh team. And what's been enjoyable is the fact that perhaps over a couple of times over the past few years we developed a generation of agrophobic rugby players who didn't want to find space. This team all of a sudden enjoy that willingness to not only take the space, create the space, but exploit it.
There we saw Andrew Williams, there he is, wearing 20, the replacement on at scrum half for Wales. Played in one game against Romania, that was before the 2003 World Cup. As I say, has played 11 games in recent months for Bath, but most of them at wing and centre. In fact, scored the winning try in Bath's Powergen semi-final win over Gloucester from the wing. Very highly rated in Bath because they've awarded him a new 2-year contract. Shows how highly they rate him there. Point from Swansea originally.
And all of a sudden in Wales we have huge strength in depth for the scrum half position, which is exactly what Wales would want.
Williams looking to take on the defence. The hands again is good. In fact, Wales just overdoing it just a little.
Yeah, Nicky Campbell putting his hands up there and admitting his error. There probably wasn't a need to make that flick pass. He could have caught that, but such is the exuberance and the exuberance of youth, Bob.
Certainly is wonderful to see here today.
I can't remember it myself, but
yeah, you have a better memory than I. Yes. So Ian Goff makes it a clean sweep then for Wales. All the replacements on the field, taking the place of Brent Cobain. So disappointed the Welsh party that he didn't get called up to replace Malo Kelly. And he's had his usual dominant performance today. Really has been a great find, a good brick in the Welsh wall, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's abrasive, he's awkward, he gets himself involved, he's a nuisance for the opposition, exactly what you need. Does a lot of the donkey work, really, and allows people like Robert Sadoli to be athletic on the field, catch the ball, win the ball, and pop up in places out wide. But a lot of the hard work is done by that man.
Emmerich releases Fee on the left wing then. Rhys Williams comes across, Fee tries to keep it alive. Again, though, the USA couldn't quite finish it off. That was nice play by Paul Emmerich in the middle of the field.
Yeah, a bit of width in the balls, and then we've got the pace of Fee and Palifau. You need to use it. They barely used it in the half, but that time trying to take Rhys Williams on the outside and probably wasn't the thing to do. Rhys Williams very rarely gets taken on the outside by anybody. He's got plenty of pace himself, but nice to see that from the Eagles.
Ian Goff, there he is then, the replacement in the Welsh second row, waiting for Rhys Thomas to find him. Ian Goff back in the Welsh lineup this season, having been out of the picture for some seasons. Won 18 caps between 2000 and 2002, but just 2 since. But very much part of the picture as far as Mike Ruddock is concerned.
And sporting some very nifty headgear as well.
Yep. Quickly taken then, as Williams goes back to cover. Hercus. Emmerich in huge trouble. Craig Morgan wanted to drag him all the way back to his own try line.
Yeah, the Welsh team is still putting themselves around, still putting, even when they turn over the ball, still putting the Eagles in all sorts of pressure. You like to see clinical, professional performance, and even when the game is won, they're still carrying on putting pressure. That's what you expect from teams like the All Blacks and Australia, and that's what you want to see from the Welsh team.
We drew the comparison earlier, didn't we, about a style of play, but that was definitely true of the All Blacks, wasn't it? Never give up. USA have the chance again then, through Paul Emmerich, centre who's been playing his rugby this last season in Italy. Had a great World Cup for the USA. Ball is lost in contact by Mike McDonald, but I think the referee has spotted an infringement anyway. Wales in the shadow of their own posts. As McDonald finally gets to his feet. Penalty to the USA.
Yeah, guilty being offside there. A little bit too eager to put some hits on the US there. Trying to cut down on space, but that time guilty being perhaps a step or two too far. There's that nifty.
With the nifty headgear, you pointed out, Ian.
Very nifty.
Referee just calling a timeout for the moment, while the USA make the decision on what to do with this penalty.
Is he going to give a water polo actually rather than give a rugby?
Yes, they love the Hair Bears, don't they, everywhere in the world? And it looks as if they decided that Colin Charvis has become a member as well.
Yeah, great support play by the flanker. In the right place for that final pass. Couple of nice tries. He's worked hard today.
Yeah.
Put himself about. Very physical.
We talk about the generations as well. He and Jonathan Thomas, would you believe, share a birthday, the 27th of December. But Colin Charvis, would you believe, is 10 years older. So he's bridged the generation gap quite superbly, hasn't he?
Yeah, anybody last as long as he has in the international arena is a quality player. Right about that. Still as competitive, still as athletic as he was when he first started.
So the decision by the Eagles, quite naturally, as would have thought, is to go for the scrum to try and create themselves a little platform from this position, looking for their first try. Wales be determined not to give it away. Schubert, the Cardiff Blues man, sets up the position. Parker, the second row, goes driving on. Rowe, Hercus, good tackling. And Wales showing their determination there not to concede the try.
Yeah, and as eager as the Eagles are to score, Wales are determined not to let them do so.
And the referee, who had been playing an advantage again to Wales, I think, has brought them back. Craig Morgan's kick going into touch, but of course Wales will benefit by getting the line out if the kick is actually taken.
Yeah, you had to get in defence, some big meaty hits going in. Determined not to let him score a try.
Seconds ticking away then in the second period. That's the score that'll delight the hearts of the Welsh camp and everybody at home too, I'm sure. People were asking questions whether this side, short of 10 players, would be able to mount a game against a big physical side like the USA. And really they can say that there's been no question from the off, has there?
That's been a hugely rewarding game as far as Mike Ruddock and the Welsh management are concerned. A lot of players were asked whether they're capable of stepping up to this sort of level. They've shown more than that ability. Great awareness, good endeavour, great hunger out there. And that's what you want to get that continuity performance. You need that hunger. Can't afford to get too complacent out there, and they haven't done that at all.
Mike Mangan, by the way, is the replacement for the USA on instead of Parker. Charvis again has taken Wales up into a good position. Sweeney shows good upper body strength to withstand the challenge. As on go Wales then. The possession is there again for Andy Williams. Jonathan Thomas takes it on. Try scorer in the first half. Williams keeps the ball alive again to Sweeney. Thomas just ankle tapped Rhys Thomas as he was on the way towards the try line in his first cap. Again Wales can spread it. Taylor switches to Robinson. Pass inside, just goes forward. Von Ben Boster's hand. Referee waits for an advantage. Almost a wonderful moment on his debut for the young prop from the Saracens.
Yeah, Ben Boster, you see glory there. The post in front of him. All he had to do was flop over. Just couldn't get hold of that little basketball pass from Nicky Robinson there, but they find it so easy to cross the game line. Crossing the game line time and time again. That physicality is just too much for this USA team.
In fact, I hadn't mentioned that Matthew Watkins hadn't come onto the field as a substitute for Wales. Now he has, in place of the skipper Mark Taylor.
Yeah, great day for Mark Taylor. Not only captain and his 50th cap as well. Very proud moment for the man who has had a tough time with things as of late, but showed great resilience in fighting back. And he'll enjoy being out on that field today.
Yes, in danger of losing his eyesight at one stage after a bad bout of chickenpox, and everybody breathing a huge sigh of relief to see that Mark was back to full health. So, defensive scrum again for the USA. That's their post in the background. As again the big shove comes in from Wales. Richie Pugh, another one then, winning his first cap today. Young man from the Ospreys. Very much in the tradition of the old number 7s.
Yeah, bags of pace. Played on the wing a couple of times for Neath and the Ospreys, I believe. So plenty of pace.
Williams into the scrum. Pick up by Charvis. There's space again on the outside. Shelley. Does he get the ball down? Referee decides not. Almost a moment of glory as well in his first cap then for Tal Shelley.
Yeah, it'd been a nice way doing your first cap, scoring on that as well, but he saw the width, he saw the ability. Decoy runners to confuse the opposition defence. Not quite sure what to do there, but Tal Shelley not quite having the height to get across that line.
It's a little chipped kick-off then. That thing's just not coming off for the USA. And here the power and pace of Jonathan Thomas. Almost a superb pass there to Kerry Sweeney, which would have seen him go clear to the line.
Yeah, that was a beautiful angle from Kerry Sweeney. He took a wonderful angle there, cut across the defensive line. He held on to that ball, he'd have probably scored it as well, but he saw the athleticism of Jonathan Thomas yet again, comfortable with the ball, and awareness as well. So you see this try-scoring attempt by Tal Shelley, just trying to stretch, just needed another inch or two there to get over. You see the decoy runners there. The Eagles have no idea where the runner with the ball is going to come from.
So, chance for a break again in the proceedings. all the players on the field to be mighty proud and mighty glad of that, I should say. It's been a pretty hard afternoon out there, particularly for the defenders of the Eagles, who will go on from here to compete in the Churchill Cup, which comes up next month.
Quite sensible of the ref to allow a water break here as well. That's in a heat.
It's been a feast of tries from Wales throughout this game, which has continued in the second period. 6 in the first half, 3 in the second. Colin Charvis, one of the stars of the show. But this one, the individual try of the game from Michael Phillips, running 3/4 of the length of the field.
Yeah, what's been impressive is the variety of styles of the tries as well. Some of them breathtaking, some of them beautifully crafted, others capitalising on errors from the opposition. But a well-balanced performance and a professional performance from Wales.
Scrum pretty solid again. Robinson on the right foot this time. Challenge rather high from Tal Shelley.
That's a good mark by Villion there. Took that at pace and called a mark while doing so.
Again, the Welsh tackling is solid. They don't want to give the USA any opportunities at all of reaching their try line, if they can help it in this game. Pinching the ball there, but in fact penalised by the referee. Selesi Sika, a replacement himself, in the centre. Hits the ground. Must be difficult to get to your feet after a game like this.
Very much so. Very difficult to pick Tom Billups. He'll have a fair job in picking this team up after this performance, after this this beating. He's receiving from this Welsh team, this rampant Welsh team at the moment. So going back to that last period of play there, he saw Hurkes trying to probe him for that inside channel again. At that time, great tackle by Ben Broster and getting across it and make that tackle. But whatever the Eagles are throwing in Wales, the Welsh team seem to have the answer in defence and in attack.
Matt Wyatt putting into the lineup now without Alec Parker, who's gone off the field to aim at. Mike Mangan, his replacement, wearing 18, is normally a back row man, but has figured in the second row as well. Referee still not happy that the game can continue. Nosebleed on the far side. Canada to come next for Wales then, and that'll be a bigger challenge surely.
It will, even though the USA team narrowly lost to Canada in the Super Cup, but I think Canada will have a bit more experience in the field and will have seen this performance and will be ready for Wales. But in this sort of form, I can't see many teams standing there on this little short tour, standing in the Welsh team's way.
Yes, the Dragon is a proud animal, certainly.
We're very happy one
at the moment. Things certainly going the Welsh way. Bright sunshine in East Hartford. It's making it a very pleasant afternoon to play rugby in.
As we see the USA cheerleading team up in the stand there enjoying themselves.
Selesi Sika, unfortunately, will play no further part, I wouldn't have thought, in this game. So Matt Sherman has been lined up to come on in his place. Normally an outside half. Hurkes, little kick into space for Emmerich to chase. Fee goes on the far side too. That's as near as they've come.
Nice little kick there from Hurkes, giving his wing a chance. Nice little grubber through, probably wanted that to stay in field. Didn't do so, but good field position for the Eagles.
Still looking then for their first try of this game. Just a penalty goal from Mike Hurkes. Long ball towards Charvis. Gets plenty of protection too. And Andy Williams puts the clearance kick in. Just about makes it a touch. This, as I say, a record victory for Wales over the USA. 46 points to 0. The previous biggest margin, which was in the first game played between the two countries, the official game played between the two countries in 1987. Mike French prop forward, plays his replacement on the field for the USA. All very untidy and scrappy. But Wales would dearly love, I'm sure, to have one more try. Referee, in fact, is playing an advantage. I thought he'd whistled early, but in fact, I think he's given Wales the scrum, or was it a penalty?
He's given a scrum back, and Wales quite fortunate there because somebody capitalised on that error. But, the Welsh half-backs have been relieved that there was an original knock-on.
Williams, plenty of time to get the ball away, and Wales are looking to launch an attack from deep in their own territory. Craig Morgan, well tackled by Paul Emmerich.
Yeah, terrific tackle by Emmerich getting across there. Rhys Williams looks as if he'd released his club colleague, but terrific tackle by the centre getting across.
Richie Pugh, as ever, the flanker up with the action. USA this time calling a shortened line out for Matt Wyatt to put into. Again, Anakrit can't take the ball cleanly. Broster tidies up for Wales, who can now launch an attack through Matthew Watkins. The pass out wide, and Tal Selly will now surely get a try on his international debut. Try number 10 for Wales, and the first of his international career for the young man from Haverfordwest.
Yeah, the first man he should thank is Matthew Watkins, his club colleague, for a beautifully timed pass there, whilst on the run. Right in front of Tal Selly as he was running, didn't have to check at all. Beautiful break first of all, and then a terrific time pass, but yet again a turnover again by the Eagles. Far too often they've been guilty of that, and they've been penalised quite heavily. And there you see the break from Matthew J. Watkins moving away, and a beautifully timed pass, wonderfully executed, and just allows Tal Selly around to it beautifully, and too much pace for the covering tackle. You see the break, ball in two hands initially, then look back into two hands, lovely loop pass, and away he goes. Well worked by Matthew J. Watkins. A nice try on his debut for Tal Selly.
68 points to 5, the Welsh lead then. Now then, can Kerry Sweeney convert from wide out on the touchline? 9 out of 9 so far in this game for him. The flags again go up. That's a perfect 10 for Kerry Sweeney. 25 points in this game. 70 points to 3 Wales lead after the try by Tal Selly. And this is surely a job very well done indeed.
Yeah, very much so. Lost a little bit of shape over the past 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, but as you would expect with so many changes, so many new partnerships trying to form, but this will be very worthwhile to give these youngsters an opportunity to feel what it's like to play international rugby.
There might be more chances again. This time it's Rhys Williams who's got the pace, and that's a lovely pass to Pugh. Try number 11 for Wales, and another first try of an international career, this time for the youngster Richie Pugh from the Ospreys.
Yeah, that's what you get to the opposite of his pace. He's going to be there for the inside pass, even when the ball goes wide, and even when the likes of Rhys Williams make a break. Don't expect an open side to get there too often, but get there he did comfortably. And a lovely pass yet again from Matthew J. Watkins onto Kerry Sweeney, releases Rhys Williams, steps inside, looks for the support runner, and there was the flanker galloping away, untouched.
There is no substitute for pace, is there?
Nope, particularly not in a game as open and as fluid as this, on a pitch as big as this.
And in the differing ways, the two men there, Williams and Pugh, have pace in abundance.
I'm sure in his future he'll play tougher, more physical games, more demanding games, but it's a nice way to introduce himself to international rugby.
Kerry Sweeney, 10 out of 10 already in this game for the Newport Gwent Dragons man. He's done it again, Kerry Sweeney. takes his points tally up to 27 as Wales take their score then to 77 points to 3.
He's got a terrific rhythm in his kicking now, terrific confidence in his kicking as well. And so much of kicking, as Neil Jenkins would mention, not that I know an awful lot about it, but when it's that mental side of it, it's just so much easier.
Just a little message to a young man with spiky hair down under in New Zealand, that there's somebody at home who's going to battle for his jersey next season.
Well, there's a message to a whole lot of players out there in New Zealand, and that's the key. That's what these tours are there for.
Still the USA battle on, looking for the one touchdown. Emmerich switching the ball. Good drive, showing good energy still at the end of this game. Herkus gets the ball in on a good angle. Again, I think the referee decides the tackle was a little high, awards the penalty to the USA. No, in fact, it might have been for an offside decision. Quickly taken then. Herkus, little slip ball infield. Again, the tackling on Petrozella was good. Big tackle that time by Ian Goff, the Welsh forward.
Yeah, Ian Goff is always going to do that.
Still there are opportunities for the USA. Still Wales want to defend that try line. 77 points to 3. They lead. Herkus the dummy, the slip pass inside. Just held up short of the line. Crowd actually screaming the USA on, but still they can't get into the corner. Desperate defence by Wales. Again though, here come the Eagles, spotting a gap in the middle there. Again, big tackle by Jonathan Thomas that time. But the ball is available. Rhys Thomas is penalised for offside. One more chance. Don't think he managed to get the ball down, did he?
Well, by the sound of it, it looks as if he knocked the ball on, but Wales are determined not to allow the Eagles to score a try. They're not allowed to let the standard slip whatsoever. Great professional attitude from this Welsh team.
Well, the USA want to get a try, even at the death, as Paul Emmerich went through. The referee's whistle has gone for the end of the game. It's been a terrific performance by Wales. They've ended up winners here in East Hartford in Connecticut by 77 points to 3.
Great victory for Wales there. That's 7 successive wins now for Mike Ruddock's men. Well, the British and Irish Lions, they got off to a winning start on New Zealand soil with victory over Bay of Plenty. Now there's 6 weeks of excitement ahead, and you can enjoy all the action live right here on Sky Sports.